are approaching interviews completely wrong. Now I'm going to share with you a secret about how to approach an interview that means that you'll be successful, you'll get promoted, and you'll get that senior job that you want. In my own career, I've had a lot of interviews and I've been really successful. And as a CEO, I've interviewed a lot of people for senior roles. And the approach that I'm going to share with you is the one that I've taken to be successful, but also it's the one that I've observed people take, and it's made me give them the job. The secret is don't spend your time preparing for the interview. Spend your time preparing to start the job. Let me explain a bit more. Most people approach an interview like an exam. They're second guessing what questions are going to be asked and what's the right answer, what are the answers that they're looking for. But in my experience, that approach doesn't work. Let me share with you the approach that I've taken, and also the approach that's always impressed me when I was a CEO interviewing senior leaders. This is what I always looked for. Now, through my career, when I was going for a job, the first thing that I did, I started to think about, actually, if I start this job on Monday, what am I going to do? What are the challenges that I'm going to face? Who are the first people that I'm going to meet on Monday? If it was an internal promotion, I think about the person who'd done that job previously. What had they done well? What had they not done well? Its challenges and what I was going to do about it. Throughout this process, I'd be thinking through, what are my priorities? What are my actions? What's my plan? What am I going to do on my first day? What am I going to do in my first week? What am I going to do in my first month? And I'd be building out an action plan that covers my first 6 months. I wouldn't even think about the interview. And through this process, I'd be thinking, does this role excite me? Do I think I've got the answer to the challenges? And do I think I know what I need to do? And if the answer is yes, yes, and yes, then that was a role that I'd go for. I've always approached an interview as an opportunity to have a conversation with the person that's going to be my boss, and an opportunity to really share my view of the world, what I think needs to be done, what my priorities are, and to see if that aligns with their thinking. A good metaphor to think about how you approach an interview, it's a bit like an election, like you're going to be elected to be the president or the prime minister. Now, in an election, you have a manifesto. Your manifesto sets out your view of the future. It sets out the things that you think are going to be important. And it also sets out your policies, the things that you're going to do to achieve your vision. Now, in an election, if people buy into your vision, if they buy into your policies, then they vote for you. And it's very similar in a job interview. Really, what you're setting out is, this is my vision for the role. This is what I think is important. And these are the steps that I'm going to take. And if that is the right thing for that business, then you get the job. And if it's not the right thing for that business, it's not the right job for you. So when it comes to the interview, you're not worried about the questions they're going to ask you. You already know the answer because you have immersed yourself in the job. You can visualize exactly what you're going to do. Approaching the interview in that way, it makes you more confident, and confidence is key when it comes to getting a senior role. Now, what do the people on the other side of the table, what do they want? What are they looking for? What's going to make the difference between them giving the job to you and giving it to someone else? Now, as a CEO who sat on the other side of the table for potentially over 100 interviews, I'm looking for somebody who comes in, who's got a clear vision of what it is they want to achieve. I'm looking for somebody who's ready to go. I'm looking for somebody who's got confidence and excitement and passion. And that excites me as the CEO on the other side of the table. I'm like, I want that person in my business. Contrast that with somebody who is in the sort of exam passing mode. You can see the fear in their eyes as the question's been asked. You can see the doubt and the worry and the questioning. And actually that turns you off because they don't demonstrate the confidence that you're looking for. They're not communicating with you as an equal. And if you want to succeed in an interview for a senior role, it isn't an exam, it isn't an interview, it's a conversation between equals. And that's how you need to approach it. The common mistake that I've seen so many times is people spend all their time talking about the past. I'm not interested in the past. I take for granted they've got the skills and the experiences necessary to be here in the room with me. What I really want to understand is about the future and about the role that they can play in our business to drive it forward to help us achieve success. So next time that promotion opportunity comes up, don't spend your time worrying about what questions they're going to ask you and thinking of it like an exam. Spend your time imagining yourself into the role and thinking that you start it next week. Spend your time coming up with your plan, your priorities, and your big vision. And when it comes to the interview, communicate that. And that is what will help you succeed in an interview for a senior role or a big internal promotion.